The following podcast is a production of the Podpire Network. Find and listen to our podcasts at thepodpirenetwork.com or wherever you enjoy your podcast. The Podpire Network, a family of inspired podcasts.
All right, welcome to the very first episode of Harebrained Schemes. My name is Bibi and looking stunned in the camera is...
What is happening?
What's going on?
What is happening?
You never told me.
You just threw this at me. Good God.
Alfred!
Baby. Alfred!
Now, I think we got to just establish that we're going to be shouting the word Alfred on this podcast for no reason, because Sibel and I are both huge, massive Batman fans. And we just seem to be stuck on this version of Batman that is, for some reason, extremely spoiled.
Yes.
And is always yelling out for Alfred for any number of reasons, right? So you're going to be...
Anytime something goes wrong.
Alfred! I cannot find my second song, Alfred!
Alfred, where is the soap?
And for some reason, sometimes our Batman is British, so yeah.
Yes, this is because this yes.
It's just funnier. It's just
funnier.
It's just more comedic.
It's so much more comedic. A spoiled British Batman is just so much funnier.
Exactly. Spoiled British Batman is our invisible guest on Harebrained Schemes, so get used to it. But yeah, no, this is Bibi, and over there is Sibel, and together we're the hosts of Harebrained Schemes.
Harebrained Schemes.
I'm so excited, Sibel, to bring to you our first Harebrained Schemer, right? Drum roll, please. Right? And oh yeah. Is that a?
I don't know.
Was that a drum? Was that a drum roll?
This is my version of efficient clapping.
Okay, I have questions, but they will
We're
wait until after the.
We're gonna try and patent it. This is our Harebrained Scheme.
Right. Okay. Well, are you speaking for both of us or just for yourself? Because I'm not down for this. Just by the way, this is all you, man. You go for it. Alfred, he's not doing it.
You promised he was in.
You promised you'd spoken to him, Alfred.
Alfred, you promised that Bibi was on board. He's rejecting me.
Right. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not doing this with you. This is all you, Sibel.
Fine.
Go for it.
World's most efficient clap. You are out.
Yeah. All right. That's $1 million I'm walking out on, but I'll live. Yeah.
Billions.
Okay.
Billions
even. Okay. Well, today we're talking about Sarah Howe. So, Sibel, when we say Harebrained Schemes, right? There's just no way we can start a show called Harebrained Schemes and not talk about one of the most popular schemes ever, right? And that's, of course, the Ponzi Scheme, right? Ponzi Scheme. We say Ponzi Scheme, everyone. Sibel, would you like to tell everyone what a Ponzi Scheme is in your most British professor voice?
I would like to, Bibi. I just don't know the definition. I would love to do that. I would love to do that.
All right. I'll spare you. Now, a Ponzi scheme, just in layman's terms, is an often illegal scheme, right? So, an often illegal scheme where you promise returns to someone in return for giving you their money, and then you never actually invest the money. So you take the money and you go out to town and have a ball, right?
Right.
All right. Uptown funk it up, right? Okay. And more people keep giving you their money, and whenever anyone comes for returns, you kind of use the second person's money to pay the first person, and you use the third person's money to pay the second person, and so on and so forth.
Nice.
But that's what it is. And so the Ponzi scheme, unbelievably not named after the woman who actually started this stuff, right? So let's talk about, just the sexism there, right? It's ridiculous.
It's very messed up. Criminals should get their dues.
Criminals should get their dues. Women can be anything, including inventors of questionable money
Systems.
schemes, right?
Money schemes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so, it's really ridiculous. But, we are talking about Sarah Howe, who rightly should be, recognized as
Sarah
the
who?
woman who. Are we going to do? Is this a bit? Are we doing a bit? Are we doing a bit?
Sarah.
Okay. No. Okay. Okay.
Sarah Howe.
Sarah Howe is in the house. Sorry about that, listeners. But yeah, no, Sarah Howe. And, we're talking about a woman who lived in the 1800s. So I guess they talked a lot like this.
As a woman, you cannot have a bank account. You cannot open a bank account without your husband present. You cannot own property. You cannot disperse property. A woman does not represent an adequate legal entity to partake in any official financial activities.
Quite right.
Misogyny.
Right. And, that was exactly the kind of environment that was just ripe for someone like Sarah to take advantage of, right? So what Sarah did was she started a bank because women were not allowed to, open bank accounts in regular banks. Would you believe it? There was a time,
Clever lady,
Sibel, where women could not go in a bank and say, take my money, I want to put it in your bank. They just couldn't do that.
Oh,
That's crazy.
My dear friend, I'm from a part of the world that very recently has managed to correct that.
Ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous. Right?
It's insane.
And so Sarah was like, can I do a Sarah voice? What would Sarah have sounded like?
She must have sounded sophisticated, of course.
Sophisticated,
and she was also from the Northeast. I think that's very interesting. So she was from the Northeast. So it's that
right.
mid-Atlantic accent.
Right. Sure. And that's what this is the British accent, the mid-Atlantic.
The mid-Atlantic accent is a weird one. It's sort of halfway in between British and American.
Right.
So if you think of someone who is,
but because we have no artistic integrity whatsoever, we'll just make her sound British. Right?
That sounds good. I'm down.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you down? Are you good? Can we shake on that? Is that okay?
We can shake on that. Yeah. That's good. Yeah,
we can.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Sarah Howe is British from now on. Absolutely.
From now on. Who knew?
From henceforth. From henceforth.
Who knew?
What, where, how, when?
From this moment forward, Sarah is British, quite positively British. But yeah, no. So Sarah was like, hey, what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a bank and I'm going to, take everyone's money. And so, unfortunately, what happened was the bulk of the people who, were coming and, trying to put their money in her bank were people who were poor women, right? Because most rich women at the time, they could, through their husbands, right? They could get access to banking, right?
Right.
For poor widowed women, right? We're talking about women who had nothing, dirt poor, right? Who were literally, living from meal to meal,
right.
And who were saying, you know what, this is the first time we have a chance to participate in, the economy in this way, right? And so we're going to go and put our money in this bank. She started a bank called the Ladies Deposit Company.
I think this is something that's going to be really interesting, actually, as we keep going through this, that it's often the most desperate people that get conned because desperation just makes you so desperate to want to find a solution. So when someone comes forward and they're like, oh my God, here you go. Here's the answer you're looking for. People will take it. So
now this is from an article on frogster.com, and I will put the links to all the articles we reference in the footnotes to the episode. And it says, in Boston, 1897, former fortune teller Sarah Howe opened the very first female-focused savings bank called the Ladies Deposit Company. Run by women, for women. Exactly. So you can see she has some experience, getting people to believe things. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Your chakras are aligned, and the star in the north is aligned with your moon in the west, and all that.
The crystal ball is telling me that you are about to give me a lot of money for sitting and talking.
An ungodly amount of money.
Ungodly amount of money. An ungodly amount of money. But yeah, no, it says run by women for women, right? This new bank exclusively accepted deposits from unprotected females. That's unmarried women with no one to look after their finances.
Exactly, the people who needed it.
Again, exactly. So that's what makes this so sad. So we make jokes, but real people were hurt in this, right? So we also gotta,
very vulnerable
just take
people.
a step back and exactly. And so it's funny, it's haha, and but again, a lot of actual people got hurt because think about it, right? For forever, you have been excluded from, banking, and now there's a bank that says we're just for you, and you're like,
yeah.
And then it turns out, this was just a scam. It's got to be devastating, man. Right? It's
absolutely
bad, is what it is.
Yeah, and if they took everything you had and you were living right at the edge, that's
right. Right. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. So this actually happened 40 years before a certain gentleman by the name of Charles Ponzi.
Good old Ponzi.
Right? So exactly.
Ponzi.
So you kind of see how it's really messed up how like Sarah actually did the thing, but then Ponzi gets the thing named after him. It's kind of like, come on.
It is.
Yeah.
Although I do wonder, would it have been better for a good thing or a bad thing? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, we should just give credit to whom credit is due, regardless of what it is.
That
right?
is a good point.
It's kind of like you did the thing,
but
you
then
should
again,
be named for the
given that he's a con man, it's not very surprising that he would have stolen credit for something, is it?
I stole everything, including the shirt on my back this morning.
Right? It's kind of yeah. Of course, yeah. Okay, so. This bank was wildly successful, right? They got lots of women to put their money in.
The craziest thing is that they weren't advertising. It was all referrals. And it was across the states.
Exactly. Now, this was, and you can see how, when the desperation is ripe, people will find you, right? If you build it, they will come, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
when the need is just so much.
Exactly. So that's what happened, man. And she was promising 8% interest every month.
Oh my goodness.
8% every month. Dude, not every year, every month.
That's insane.
Right? I know. So, I mean, it's really, really sad how this turned out. A lot of women who didn't know better in most cases, because again, think about it. If you had been a part of the banking institutions for a while, you would know if someone came and said 8% every month, you'd be like, oh my God.
That's unrealistic.
Oh my gosh.
This is too good to be true. But you have no financial
Call the
literacy.
FBI.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have no idea what's happening. You have no idea what a real interest rate is.
Exactly.
Right.
It just sounds good to you, right?
It just sounds
You're just
good.
like, Alfred,
that sounds reasonable.
Put all my money in there now.
Right? It's just kind of like, you get excited for these things, right? And
of course.
So a lot of women put their money in there. She got eventually the equivalent in today's money, 17 million bucks. She was not a small player. 17 million American dollars is, again, she was a heavy hitter, right? And so Sarah decided she was going to do this, and man, did it work. It worked so well that, people started wondering, hey, what's going on there? What's happening? And nobody could really get in there until this reporter decided he was going to go in there. Now, remember, they never took money from anyone who was not a woman, right? So he had to dress up as
a
ding,
woman.
Ding, ding, a woman.
Oh.
So he went in, right? And he went in and he was like, hey, how do you guys work? How does it, how can I get my money in here? I just want to be part of this great institution, and I heard you guys do great work and I want to be part of this, right? And